All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by Nick from Love Island, USA, aka Mommy's Little Meatball. He's wearing the shirt. I feel like you've also adapted a ton of different nicknames this season, but welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So you have the T-shirt on. I guess my first question is: has that T-shirt been washed?
No. So like I do really have like six shirts with me.
Mm.
Um I know this one's like still wrinkly. I do need to wash it. I just need a new wardrobe, so I need Alandria to help me out with that.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure she would do that easily because I imagine you're wearing the same shirts. It's like, okay, I'm gonna take you out shopping for sure.
I think she's a bit tired of seeing it at this point, but I think we're gonna retire the shirt soon, so
Yeah, well, you had to wear it for the interview. How are you feeling now post Villa? We see you got your phone, you're on TikTok Live, you're making Snapchats. How are we feeling?
I think I got my phone and it was like super overwhelming. I think there was so much love and support, and the Nicolandria, the Mamacita, Mommy's Meatball. There was just so many things that I wasn't ready for, and I think when I got my phone, I'm like, all right, let me start Snapchatting, and I think we hadn't even. It wasn't even an hour into getting our phones back, and I was like recording everyone in the van, and it was getting posted on Instagram, and
Mm-hmm.
I had never experienced anything like it before, and people running up to us and asking to take pictures at the airport. It was like a surreal feeling. I felt like Justin Bieber when he was 12 or something, with the when he had the hairstyle like that. So
Yeah. I mean, it is crazy because you go in there, nobody really knowing who you are, and then you come out and it's a whole different world. Even when your families visited, you were kind of told a little bit about how viral the Mamacita mommy thing was happening. Now, do you get it being out and seeing the video?
now that the Mamacita thing has been aware to me, I'm like, this. I mean, it's crazy. Like Justin Bieber made a video. I think J
Mm-hmm.
Lo, Demi Lovato, like people I've been listening to since I was a kid,
Yeah.
and it was just mental. And when they first brought it up to me, I didn't even know what I had said. It was just like a natural conversation that Huda and I had.
Yeah, because I think people were wondering why. Why was that your natural response to her saying she's a
Like,
mommy?
why does Nick's brain work like that? I don't. I have to ask myself these questions as well. So
I think like you said, you guys have all been hanging out in LA now. You're posting videos and everything together. Is anyone sick of each other at this point? Like, or are you just excited to be out in the real world together?
I think nobody's sick of each other yet. We spent a lot of time together, and but it's different. Like we're in the outside world now, and I think we're really trying to hold on to each other as like support systems because it is hard. You see a thousand good things, and then you see that one bad thing, and you like keep replaying it in your head. So I think it's nice to have everyone to be there for each other and to kind of support each other through the good times and like some of the bad times.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get right down to what
Oh,
everybody wants to know and wants to
Let's
talk
do it.
about. We're going to talk about you and Alandria. Now, when it came to voting, there was a moment on the app where it was like vote for your individual favorites separately. And we both voted for you and Alandria separately as our favorites. But we were a bit skeptical of the relationship between you two because you
Mhm.
were coupled up with Sierra. Alandria was getting to know where things landed with Taylor. Once you guys, you were removed, you were put on a date, then you were brought back in, you tested your connection and decided, this is just going to be a friendship. Then Sierra was removed from the villa, Taylor had coupled up with Clark, and then you guys decided to explore again. Can you kind of take us through that journey? Because I think everyone, or not everyone, you guys have so many fans, but some were a little skeptical of how it went from being closed off to Sierra to now I'm going to open this up back again with Alandria.
Right. And I think it's super valid to think that. And um to that point, like I haven't seen the show by the way, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
going just based off my personal experiences. I have seen the last episode, but Sierra and I did have like this great connection. And was I expecting her to be removed from the villa? No, like I had no idea why. I was lost and confused, but and I wasn't really ready to, switch as fast as possible straight to Alandria. It wasn't like that. And Alandria and I had talked about that. We both had strong connections. She had that strong connection with Taylor, and I had that strong connection with Sierra. So for us, it was more like we felt lost and confused together. And through those first couple days, it wasn't, instantly. It wasn't just we're kissing outside of challenges. We're doing all these things that boyfriend and girlfriend do. No, it took a lot of time and a lot of conversation, and really like feeling lost together. And I think when we kind of joined up, it was this really team effort, and I think that's what bonded us at first, and that's how we got to where we are now. And yeah.
Yeah, and I think even watching, we had discussed that we think you guys have such a beautiful friendship, and if that turns to relationship or romantic, that's amazing as well. And building that friendship foundation is so important too. What made you guys? You said you were lost and confused together, and you had closed off the romantic connection. What made you go, okay, we're lost, confused, we're leaning on each other, but now actually like I'm into you. Like, cuz we can definitely see that now.
Yeah, there was multiple moments to where I think the first thing was the baby challenge. We had Marcel, and um, it was a doll, but
Yeah.
it felt real. And the way she would let me kind of take over things, and like drop a lot of her walls. Like, we all know Alandria is like this fiercely loyal, protective, and when she dropped those walls with Marcel and let me kind of take over, I thought like that was really empowering for me. And then I think it was the what was the day after, the family day. Family day really put things into perspective. We were starting to feel like pretty strongly for each other. And then we had my mom come in and her mom come in and pretty much say they've been supporting us since the first day.
Hmm.
And I said this before, like, but for Alandria and I, family is everything. And when we got that stamp of approval, it's like, okay, now you take a step back and you look at it and you say, like, wow, this relationship is something. If our parents are thinking it and we're thinking it, and so it's kind of just like this progressive, step by step, build up, build up, build up, and
Hmm.
then our first date, and that was like truly amazing. At our first date, and it just happened to be the last episode. So for us reading those letters and getting that message from my dad and Alandria's sisters and America, and at that point it was like, okay, we there's so many signs here, and like we're giving this a shot.
Did you feel any, I guess, outside pressure from not just you, like from your couple, but either the other Islanders or behind the scenes, or, like you said, you're reading America's thoughts that they're supporting you. Did any of that kind of come into play in your mind of like, oh, everyone's thinking this, we really should give it a shot?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was pressure. It was more like just another notion to to try it out and to see if it could work. So I don't think it was pressure. Um, just more of like a little bit of a layup.
Yeah,
Yeah,
more
yeah.
like, oh, this might be a sign. You guys did show interest in each other in the very beginning. We had the blindfold kissing challenge and you guys kissed. And I think that we forgot about that as the season went on because you had coupled up with Sierra and Alandra was with Taylor. And I think, your stands online were like, wait, what about this from the beginning? We forgot about that. And we even forgot about it too. But I think people also want to know when it comes to your relationship with Sierra, you right before she was removed from the villa, you guys had a conversation and sort of closed things off. Was there any part of you that thought about leaving after she left?
Yeah, so after Sierra and I closed things off and she was removed from the villa, I did, I again, like she just left. Nothing. It was a completely normal day. She just left, and then I was brought, I was brought and told that she was gone for, I think it was, some sort of like personal reasons or something along those lines. Very vague. Was never told the details of anything, and I was like, okay, this is someone I'm closed off with. This is someone I have like a really close relationship with, and I was definitely strongly considering leaving. And then I had a talk with myself and behind the scenes kind of stuff, and I also told myself, I said, if whatever is happening in the outside world is something I don't align with, then that could be perceived as me supporting that. And so I did give my chance. I gave myself the chance to kind of stay in the villa, and then coming out now, seeing what it is, and whether or not those values believe in what I value. It's like now I can kind of have like a better perception on it, and come into the space with more knowledge to think about it. And it's been a lot. It's been overwhelming, and I'm still taking the time to like process everything that I've been seeing. So
Yeah. How has Alandria been there for you throughout all of this as kind of a support system?
she's been an absolute crutch. Like, I mean, seriously, we are there for each other in every way. I think our journeys were very similar, and we both felt like we wanted to leave the villa at some point. I know between her and Taylor, she pretty much was given up, has given up. And then when we had brought her back, I think it was at one of the later challenges, she was one of the three girls left, and I was really like advocating for her to come back, not just because it was a personal thing, but because I really felt like she deserved to be there and stay in the villa. And at this point too, coming into the real world where we have these chats together, chats. I keep saying chats.
It'll wear off soon.
I know, right? Like I'm looking for that fuzzy mic on my neck. But no, we're seriously just there for each other, and I know Alandria's mom and my mom are there for each other. They're on the phone and
I
making
love
sure we're
that.
okay with like this just absolute wave of whatever you want to call it. It's crazy.
I loved both of your moms. I mean, I talked about this on our show. Just watching Alandria and her mom together in their relationship made me so happy. Like her mom was hyping her up so much, and Alandria was like, "How am I looking?" And it was amazing to watch. And then your mom being so supportive, being like, "Come over for dinner." Like all of that was so cute and adorable. And you guys are feeding everyone online with the TikTok lives and seeing more of you guys together, which is exciting. Where do you think your relationship stands right now? Are we exclusive, feeling it out? What's the label?
It's the hard part is labeling it, and I know everyone wants to have a label. But when you step back and look at things in like a real world perspective, we've only been together for a couple weeks now, and to me, becoming closed off is a process, especially after being closed off with Sierra so recently. I think that me and Alandra and I are working at a pace that's comfortable for us, and so we're not labeling it boyfriend and girlfriend, but let's just say we're doing a lot of things that a boyfriend and girlfriend do, and really enjoying each other's time and being happy with one another. And we have a pretty fun date that we're going on today. So I think it's the little baby steps are adding up, and things are looking really good right now.
Can you tell us what the date is?
Yeah, sure. We're going to Disneyland with Ace and Shelly
Oh, fun!
My dream
and
date.
Taylor and Clark.
yeah, yeah, my dream
My
date.
dream date.
Cute.
There's just there's so many different things that you guys I'm sure are seeing online, right? Like you said you and Alandria were on Snapchat and said we're seeing all the edits, we're seeing them all the fan edits, all the TikTok edits. Have you seen the ones where people were really cutting up your face and your reactions when you were in your relationship with Sierra versus your face and reactions when you've been with Alandria?
Yeah, I have seen those edits, and I think regardless of what Sierra has ever said, I think that she's someone who has feelings and someone I had feelings for, and I don't, they love to laugh at that one because I was like, what did she say? She said,
Are you my dream
oh
girl?
yeah, dream girl, and I was like, mm.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to like bring myself back into that time, and I'm thinking I don't remember what I was thinking, but maybe it was true the way that things were,
Hmm.
filmed and recorded, and I do, I'm smiling with ear to ear when I'm with Alandria, so
Yeah.
uh,
I think
that's that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think, and even, mentioning that we were skeptical, I think as the season got towards the end and we talked about, well, we are seeing these edits of subconsciously, I'm not really sure Nick was totally in it with Sierra. Obviously, wanting to be respectful to Alandria, do you think you'll have a conversation with Sierra at all, or is that kind of just not going to happen?
That's something that I'm still taking the time to process. I think that, yeah, like I'm
Yeah.
still taking the time to process.
Hmm.
I just got my phone back,
Yeah.
not even 24 hours ago. So I'm dealing with, speaking with my family and
Hmm.
speaking, with my friends back home. So there's just a lot of stuff going on, but that's something that I need to sit down and kind of figure out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I do appreciate the clarity on some of the process between, when she left and you guys got together, because when we're watching a show like this, I know you said you haven't seen the episodes, but we only see so much. So the switch looked really quick.
Okay. Yeah.
And I know that like you're saying, you guys had a lot of conversations, but it was like, oh, we're not, she's gone, that's it, we're not, it's like it's over, I'm on to Alandria.
Hmm.
And that's just kind of how it was cut together. So that I think is where some of, when we were talking about the show, the skepticism came from. But seeing you guys together at the end and hearing your families talk about, each other too. When is Olandria gonna go visit your family?
We're gonna have to go soon. My mom's, I'm not kidding. She makes really good meatballs, like just ironically, and so we need to go have mommy's meatballs with mommy, and
Not Huda.
Yeah.
Or Huda can
our
go
daughter,
too.
Yeah.
our daughter Huda, aka Hilton, can definitely come and eat dinner with us. But the dinner's happening soon. I'm going to hopefully going to go to Decatur and visit some of Alandria's family. I know she has some cousins out there. Her
Hmm.
mom, shout out Miss Felicia.
Yeah.
And I'm going to visit Houston. It's, two places I've never been before, Houston and Alabama. So
Yeah.
it's just so fun, like all the opportunities that have arisen to us, and we're going to go to some college football
I was
games. We're
gonna
going to go,
say,
yeah,
got to
no,
see the college football Saturdays.
we have so many fun things planned together, and it's like so exciting to look forward to.
Yeah, that is very exciting. Now, I want to move on to some of the guys because there was a lot of drama. Maybe you've seen even coming off the show when Jeremiah was sent home. I think the viewers were confused about the decision. I know that was a while ago, but can you kind of bring us back to that moment on what you guys were thinking? And also, Jeremiah, it seemed like you were very close with him, and I think he was a little thrown
Yeah.
off by being sent home by you as well.
Yeah. So I'm very close with Jeremiah. I still consider myself really good friends with him, regardless of anything he might have said. And um, I think that there's a lot of clarity to that situation that is not aware yet. And it's something that I'm waiting till the reunion to happen because it's interesting to see, how people act when uh, they think one thing, but in reality, it's a whole nother thing.
Mm.
And sorry, there's like noises, but when in reality, it's a whole nother thing. So to me, honestly, like I'm gonna have Jeremiah's back. I know, I followed him right after I got out of here because in my head, I'm like, oh, we're boys. I maybe collectively as a group that night we decided to send him home, but hopefully he'll understand why. And but trust me, there's a,
Yeah.
I hope that they show you this clip in my head because it's yeah.
So are you
Let's just leave it at that.
so you're saying there's a clip that wasn't shown on the show that would give clarity as to why?
Yes, and clarity. Let's just say that. Yeah, I promise you that. And
Mm.
I'm sure Jeremiah and I will be able to have a conversation because I do love the dude, and he might not know that and might not think that, but I have respect for him. I have love for him, and I'm happy to see that he's succeeding. I've been seeing like something about his book club and freaking Chipotle, and
Hmm.
I'm really happy. Whether or not he wants to reciprocate that right now. I think in August when we're at the reunion, it's going to be. We're going to see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
You'll be able to hash everything out. You guys have joked now about the three of you, Taylor, Ace, and the Three Stooges, the whole thing.
Hmm.
That friendship, you guys got so close. What was the initial pull between the three of you guys? Like, was it kind of an instantaneous, like, wow, this, like, we're really going to get along, us three?
Yeah, honestly, the first days in the villa, the Three Stooges was Jeremiah, Taylor, and Ace. I honestly felt like I was the odd man out for the first couple of days. And as they got to know my personality more, when you're seeing me in face value, it's a lot different than when you start to get to know me. And so it became the Four Stooges. And then I think like a lot of movements in the villa, this, that, and some people felt like they were outcasted, and then it was Three Stooges, and or Ed and Eddie as I've been seeing online. I mean the memes of Ace being like the ringleader is just hilarious to me. And again, like the reunion will show, and that's why I'm laughing about it because uh first of all I can laugh about myself, Ace can
Hmm.
laugh about himself, and we love the edits. And
Hmm.
so yeah.
I'm really curious about this reunion clip you're talking about, and I know you don't want to give it away, but how are you going to assure that they're going to play it? Are you going to be like, pull the clip up? Are you going to just mention what it is out loud and then hopefully they play it? Like, what's the game plan here?
Game plan is crash out if they don't show it. I'm full on running through the wall, you know what I mean? So Nick, you'll see a Nick crash out. And speaking of crash outs, this past 24 hours I've been, nonstop on my phone, like clocking that T. I've
Mhm.
been, Lil Yachty, shout out Lil Yachty for thinking our relationship is fake. I'm on you, bro. And I've been active on the lives. I've been,
Mhm.
but I told myself, all right, I gotta chill. Like I just got my phone back. Can we relax?
Mhm.
But no, it's been a blast.
You know, you've been sharing, like, Huda's been hanging out with you guys too. That has seemed to be such a funny friendship to me because you did try and send her home multiple times, but it does
Yeah.
seem like you guys are great friends. How were you able to talk through all those decisions where you're like, look, I have been trying to send you home, but here we are, you're still here?
We've Hoda and I have had this conversation so many times, and the fact of the matter is, I did try and send her home twice, and I know that Huda HQ is not happy with me about that. But I think the I think from what I've heard, you guys could see how draining it was for it was the Jeremiah and Huda show for I don't know a week or a week and a half, whatever it was, and on camera, you might have seen was stressed, and off camera, I was stressed. It was taking away from, my relationship. It was taking away from my experience, and to summarize that, that's why I voted her off. So we had these conversations over time, and I started to realize that she did deserve another chance to be there, and we grew this like really great friendship, and she's like a sister to me, and I'm like her brother, and we look after each other. And it's not about how you start; it's about how you finish. So
Mhm.
we started off pretty rocky, but now we're super close. And yeah, no, I love Huda a lot, and I love like the dynamic that Alandria, Huda, and I have. I think it's hilarious.
Mhm. Now, sending somebody home, especially somebody you have a connection with, is hard. And now we're going all the way back to the beginning. But when Bella was sent home, was there any, and you had to make a decision, was there any part of you that instantly was like, ooh, I'm sort of missing Bella now? Or did you feel like you made the right decision? Because there were talks as soon as she left. We interviewed her. Everyone was like, go back in. Everybody wants to send you back in. Where was your head at?
Well, to go off your point of like go back in, when I got out of the villa, I was like really happy for Bildasha,
Mm-hmm.
and she's killing it, and I saw some stuff that she had said about me, but it it wasn't anything like too crazy. I know she didn't follow me on Instagram, but wait, what's the question again? Sorry, I
Just
lost
like
my train of
if,
thought.
sorry, like if in the villa, if you were like regretting sending Bella home.
Hmm. Um, it's tough. Like it was the first week in the villa, and a lot of your first conversations are going to be very surface level and like introductory. And when Sierra came in, I felt like that first night at the Hideaway, we broke down so many, we broke down so much of that ice and we're able to have like these really strong conversations. And I was comparing it to my last relationships as well. Bella's extremely my type, like to a T. That woman is extremely gorgeous. And I think what I wanted from this experience was to obviously taking the beauty for account, but also taking like the connection that I'm building with somebody. And I think Sierra was really somebody that I could see myself in the long term with and like have these like really great conversations with. And we were just talking about, how many I was going through like this checklist that I had for myself. And Sierra was like checking, a lot of those boxes off where I would look back at Bella and I's conversations and those check boxes maybe weren't checking because I hadn't broken that level of communication with her. And by the time I had to make a decision, it was like I was really, comparing it. And to me, it was to go with that stronger connection, rather than,
Yeah.
the typical type on paper kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we love Bella. We love Bildasha. She's great. I hope I get to talk to her on the outside. Honestly, I don't know if that's something she wants to do, but I'm willing to talk to her for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, maybe she'll be at the reunion. We did have a moment, of course, like we've said, where we thought you were going home. You had been sent out. It's things were happening at Casa. What do you think went wrong for you in Casa?
I mean, Casa for me started off really rocky. I think when nobody stands on your heart, you're looking around, and you're like, damn, I don't know what this means. One and two, I'm like, does anybody, it kind of hurts a little bit. And but then yeah, I think I was coupled up with Clark, and for me, Casa was I, for me it was like day one again, just trying to reset, leave everything else that you've done in the villa, leave that, and going into Casa. And now I'm focusing on trying to give my 100% into the women that have come into this villa to shake things up. So I really was trying to invest as much like time and effort into each of these people. And I think at first it was Clark, and then it was Jaden, and yeah, and that's
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
Casa was rocky to
yeah.
to start off and to finish with. I
All
think
right.
that last moment at the fire pit was so extremely hard. And I don't know if you want me to continue on that or not, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all roads, it seemed like, led back to Alandria, because then you get sent home. And honestly, watching you have to depart from the guys, everyone was upset
No.
watching. And then Alandria, departing from the girls, we were like, it was a little tearful. We're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, we're watching these friendships happen and seeing them rip apart. Like, it was a little heartbreaking. But
I
then,
cried a little. Alandra is like this. She was just so composed. And,
Yeah.
like, the girls were so upset. I was like, oh my
Right.
God.
But then we see Alandra pull up in this car, and you're running into it, and we saw you talk about it a little bit, that you thought you were just getting a nice ride to the airport.
literally,
Were you
yeah.
was part of you like, all right, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the way my journey's supposed to end? Were you coming to terms with it, or were you immediately like, thank God I'm not going home?
I think to start off, the waterworks at that night where it was insane. I'd never seen so many guys cry in my life, and even the new girls were crying as well. And I think there's more clips of that too, because we were crying, and that's when I knew like the friendships that I'd made in this villa were so real and so raw and authentic that for me it hurt leaving the villa because I couldn't say bye to Sierra, and for me that was really hard, but I accepted it in a way that I'm coming out of here with, I think it was like five or six of my brothers. Like these are my actual brothers. They cried for me. They laughed with me. They love me. I love them. And when I'm walking out the front of the villa and see Alandria opening up the car door, I'm like, literally, that was like this freak out moment. And I think that like my buddy who was running my Instagram posted a meme of me just like cheesing and running to the car. And I think at that point I was like, okay, now I'm gonna like honestly thank God. Like I don't know what I get to do yet, but I think I find out later that I get to circle back on like a connection that was strong, and say, hello, goodbye to Sierra and see my friends again. And I know Ace was pissed the way they got him crying on TV, and then the next morning I'm there again. I know he was pissed.
I mean, how shocked were you when Ace and Shelly were the ones sent home? I think as viewers, we were all shocked by that as well.
I th- that's the thing about Love Island. It's so unpredictable. And when it's my best friend Ace, and then it's his girl Shelly, and they've just I think at this point they've become exclusive, something that they've been working towards since minute one that they've been in the villa. And it's really hard because that's like a not just a new connection, that's like a real thing that has been building for so long. And shout out to Ace, that's his first. I don't want to say girlfriend, but they're really exclusive, and she's meeting his family, and I'm just so happy for him. But that night that he got sent home, um, it hurt. But we've had so many dumpings in the past, and we're so close to the end. And I think I don't really want to speak for Ace and Shelly, but I know that I was kind of ready, whatever cards that I was going to be dealt, and I think at that point it's not as hard as week two, getting sent home. So
Yeah.
we're all just happy for each other, and happy to be like even grateful enough to be in the position to be in top five. So I think that's where Ace and Shelly are thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. And even on the other side of that, Chris and Huda made it, and they ended up breaking up in the final date. And I don't know if you've seen those clips of
Yeah.
Moon Rivers being sung. Honestly, cinematic masterpiece and something we've never
Yes.
seen before on this show. What was that like in the villa when they came back from their date?
Um, you know, when when Chris and Huda came back from their date, I knew instantly like they were separated. I was looking at Chris's face. They weren't holding hands, and I think before they left, Chris was like, "Dude, if I'm not holding your hand, then something was happening." So I'm looking around, I'm looking at Chris and Huda. I'm like, "Holy shit, they're not holding hands!" And I was like, "Oh, something must have happened." Then they come to the fire pit, and they basically had said, "I think we're gonna stay friends." And I can respect that. Like the reasons for why they wanted to be friends are extremely valid. I think that their communication styles are very different, and they're hard to see eye to eye on. And it's not like a new connection, that they really explored everything with each other and have come to this conclusion. So I think at this point it's like we have a day or two left. Let's just enjoy being friends, and that's what we did.
You had some beautiful words for Amaya in the finale after they won, and just kind of talking about her journey and whatnot. What was it like watching? Because it really felt like such a journey for Amaya personally to kind of really show her personality and be her full Amaya Papaya self What were you
Yeah.
what were you, really thinking as you said those words to her?
I think as I was saying those words to her, I would have like these moments in my head where at the beginning of the season when she was getting written off by Ace in a way, and then she was with Zach and kind of going through it with him, and then with Austin, she was going through it with him. It's the process that I said in the speech, that woman, this beautiful woman, because truly it's been beautiful to be on like the sidelines and just watch this all go down and to see her being appreciated by America too. Like it's like giving me goosebumps now, and it gave me goosebumps at the speech. She is an extremely beautiful, genuine human, and I love that. I just love like the way we speak to each other. Like I go to her if I'm sad or mad, and she brightens my day. And she really is that fire, and Brian's really that water. And I love that line. And she's a poet. She's just authentic, genuine, sweet, and in the grand scheme of things, when I'm looking at her and Brian's relationship, that is definitely someone who deserves to be first place. They've been as through as many trials and tribulations as Alandria and I have, and their connection is so strong. And that video we did like a mini watch party of the last episode, and the video of Amaya and Brian kissing with like all these sparks and freaking fireworks. I was on my knees. I
Oh.
love them so much. Brian and I were planning on moving in together, and Chris, Brian, and I. So I have a lot of love for Brian. I have a lot of love for Amaya, and just I wish them nothing but the best. I was overwhelmed, and I was about to get the zoomies myself. I get zoomies too off camera. So
I think
yeah,
we saw that a little bit at the beginning of the season when you were running across the beds.
Yep.
You mentioned you're thinking. Are you actually thinking about moving in with them? Is that real?
yeah, that's real. Brian, I think I'd moved out of my apartment a day before the show started, and Brian is being in Boston. Like we all want to come to LA together and just hang out. We became really close at the end of the season when you're starting with like 20 guys and not 20 guys, 20 people, and you don't really get to spend a lot of time with everyone. But when those numbers started going down, that's when we really started building that super strong connection. So Chris is just super chill, good vibes, and I could really see us, working out as a Villa 2.0.
I love it. That's great. You guys have been on TikTok live, so I know you're seeing all the commentary and seeing all the questions. What's the number one thing you're being asked by the internet right now?
Where's Alandria? If
We're wondering, honestly, we're
To be
wondering the
honest,
same
I was
thing.
thinking the same thing.
Because, we wanted to talk to Alandria as well with you, but we couldn't make it happen. So we're wondering, where's Alandria?
I think that she's my shy girl. Like she's taking her time to process everything. I think we had a long flight, not a lot of sleep, and so she was there. She was definitely there, and constantly like, "Where's Landria? Where's Landria?" So don't worry, Nick Landria Hive. She's doing great. She's loving the edits. She's loving watching us grow through the process, and no, we're just excited to. She's taking a bit more baby steps to becoming more public with her voice, and meanwhile, I'm her fire to her water. So
Hey,
I've been yeah, you know how I've been. So.
yeah, totally fair. I mean, it's quite the jump. I feel like it's disorienting for anybody to go from one thing to now how explosive this show is. Did you expect it to pop off in the way it did? We saw it happen with season 6, but even more so this year as well.
I think going into season 7, there was a lot of pressure. I could see, comments of being made about, this will be nothing, like these, already writing us off before even going in. And so when you come out of the villa and you're, um, sorry, and when you're coming out of the villa, it was a shock. The show has been doing, I don't remember the numbers, but it's been doing 3 times as well than last year, and people are having these huge watch parties in like Dallas and Vegas, and my friends are having watch parties in their like apartment, and it's super heartwarming and super scary,
I mean,
honestly.
Meg the Stallion showed up.
Oh, my queen, Meg. She she's seen me toot my thing, so she's seen my ass clap, and
She did. We all
I've got
did.
some. I was watching those clips. I'm like, damn, I didn't know I had the bubble like that. Thank you, Mama. It's definitely my Mama. So
Unbelievable.
I don't know where I got those dances from, but Meg, shout out Meg. I heard that Taylor and I were her favorite that day, so I think I was riding that wave of positivity since since then. So shout out Meg, she's the GOAT.
Yeah, no, that was so funny to watch. It was so good.
Unbelievable. And I think that we saw Taylor come out of his shell a little bit with his dancing as well, which was honestly probably the best episode of it, like one of the best episodes of the season.
That.
It was
Taylor
unreal.
Taylor is the goofiest dude I have ever met. I mean, me and him are like two just we go crazy together, and I hope they show clips of that too in the reunion. Like we just have fun and constantly laughing, and that's definitely someone I go to for like the best laughs. And I think through the challenges, at least what I saw, he would do this thing where he'd like stick his tongue out like and just kind of stare at you. And no, he's just so funny. So we have a really strong relationship even with everything going on. So
Right. I was gonna ask you, like, you and Taylor have always stayed so close, and that was a big conversation too with viewers and with us, is like, oh, you're so close with Taylor, and Alandria and Sierra were so close. Like, how do you navigate that friendship when you're like, oh well, now I'm exploring this girl. She used to like you, used to like her, or
Yeah.
and how did you have those conversations with him?
I think like communication is as important in a friendship as it is in a relationship. And this is something that Taylor's always been aware of, like my interest in Alandria. I always told him that. And even when we were recoupled, or around that stage of like when we were recoupling and going through it, I had asked him beforehand. I said like, is it all right if I explore Landry? Are you comfortable with that? And not that necessarily if he had said no, like I would maybe still pursue, but asking out of respect and for his approval meant a lot to me. And so when he did give me like his approval, it was there was really nothing else holding me back.
Yeah.
And now you guys are going to Disneyland together today.
Now we're going to Disneyland. We're Clarking it. What's that thing I saw? Like Clark.
Oh yeah. Well, did you see Ace's song?
Ace has a rap song now.
Yeah, and he, that went viral during the season.
I love that. I heard he's a pretty good rapper. We freestyled a lot in the villa. He's kind of like my. Actually, no, I don't want to gas him up too much, but he did teach me how to freestyle pretty good. So let's just say he was my sensei and I was like his student. So shout out Sensei Ace.
One of the things that Ace and Shelly kind of immediately cleared up in interviews when they left was the fact that there were a lot of people in the villa that kind of already knew each other or knew of each other. Did you have any experiences with that? And was it like discussed when you guys were in there, or it just like wasn't that big of a deal to you guys when you were there?
Discussed or like discussed?
Discussed like publicly, and we just did you guys talk about it in the villa and we just didn't see it?
Yeah, we did talk about like it wasn't like it wasn't strong connections. Like Ace isn't my best friend outside the villa, but like just for an example. But I have this tattoo, like I think of invisible string theory, and like how people may meet in the past and then we're brought to this villa, and these connections being met are crazy. And I think the story between Shelly and Ace was Shelly was out in New York or something, and Ace might have brushed shoulders with her at a club or something along those lines. But I think another thing that wasn't shown was I used to work at like these catering events, and I met Jeremiah for like 2 minutes a few months right beforehand. And I just remember looking at like hearing him and being like, this dude is hilarious. Like what a like character. Like truly one of one. And so then I'm sitting in the villa and I see Jeremiah's like smiley face walk through the doors, and I look at him, I'm like, this dude seems so familiar. And I'm like, oh, we worked together for like a few minutes, and just there's like little things that, you know, were not necessarily connected. I don't know who Jeremiah was. And but yeah, it was kind of funny to have those connections. And I think people were like a little upset maybe that, you know, how can you not find anyone that hasn't met each other, but that's not something you know you necessarily know.
Right,
And
because you guys don't know who's going in. You're closed off
right,
and you don't know who's going into the villa beforehand.
zero idea.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, how are we supposed to know? So
Right, exactly. Or like, and you're not telling them, you're not listing every single person you've ever met to the casting directors too. So
absolutely not.
you know, so
No,
it's like,
absolutely not.
yeah, how are they going to do that? The last thing I want to ask you before we wrap up is, you're back online, you're seeing everything. Is there also any like general misconception that you're seeing that you would really like to clear up?
Yes, yeah, I would actually. I saw a lot of videos about my lip being busted and like I have like diseases people were saying. Let me just say, we were playing American football. This is my statement. We were playing American football, and Charlie, being from the UK, has never really played. So I was defending him on a route, and he kind of like headbutted me in the lip, and I got this mean like, you know, blister thing on my lip from getting hit in the, you know, by his head. And I don't, yeah. So if people could stop please
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
those videos about me having, you know, all sorts of diseases.
Right.
And I saw
Yeah.
some crazy like AI stuff. And
Yeah.
but no, it was from American football. And by the way, he didn't catch it because I locked him down. That's right. I locked down every single person in the villa too. And the basketball clip, this is another thing I want to clear up. Yeah, I missed a layup on the clip. I can't believe they clipped that, by the way. They wanted to make me look like that. But no, I was hooping on those dudes. Pepe, one on one, I'm scoring on you, boy. I saw your highlights. I saw your highlights. I'm on you.
That's amazing.
They really did. They really did have Pepe. It was Pepe and Chris's time to shine in,
Yeah, it was.
in the edit that they
Yeah.
put out for sure.
Yeah. And then
It was like the Chris and Pepe highlight reel. But
Yeah.
I'm like, where are my highlights? I
Right.
dunked too.
Yeah,
I
no.
dunked too, by
Instead,
the way.
everyone was saying you had herpes, which we're really glad that you cleared up.
Yeah,
That you
no,
do not.
I have herpes and I can't hoop.
The two H's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yes,
Thank you,
definitely.
Nick, so much for talking with us. We hope you have a great day at
Yes.
Disneyland. We're excited
Thank
to
you.
see where
Enjoy.
things go with you and Alandria and the rest of the group. We're excited for the
Yeah.
reunion. You teased this big thing, and now we can't wait.
Yeah, shout out Mamacita's Meatballs. Thank
Yep.
you, ladies, for having me so much. I've been a huge like Barstool fan since, you know, a long time ago. So
Love it.
it's been a pleasure, like you inviting me here. So I'm extremely grateful
Awesome.
for y'all. So thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
we're
appreciate
grateful that
that.
you
Thank
joined
you
us.
so much. And yeah, enjoy your time out of the villa. Soak it all in.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. Love
bye,
it.
Bye, mommy's little meatball.
Bye.
Bye.
Shout out Nick Landry High.
Bye.
Bye.